I've talked about feeling alone. I've written poetries about feeling small and insignificant. I've thought about what I wanted and couldn't get or couldn't have or couldn't figure out how to get. I've bared my soul in these improv poems I perform. But sometimes I go out under the stars and I look up at these little pinpricks of light that I know are boiling, rolling masses of gas and chemical reactions, but I don't see that in that moment. I see the little stars, the little lights, making up constellations that spark my imagination, that bring forward stories. And in those moments, I'm alone in my brain, making up adventures. It's like when we were young and we stared up at the clouds and we saw faces and horses and creatures of our own imaginings, and we would ask each other what each of us saw, pointing out the different images, making stories up in our brain. It was a more innocent time. I wish I could go back. Back to those moments where happiness was every new adventure you could find in a book, where every new adventure you could make up in your own mind. I used to pretend to be animals, jumping about, galloping around on the floor. I used to imagine myself in the books that I read. And I was happy. But now reality intrudes, and it's not long that I can stare up at those stars before I remember the scientific explanations, which don't make them any less beautiful, but it takes away some of the wonder, some of the joy, takes away some of the imagination that I had. I have to force myself to go back into my young childhood mind. I have to force myself to go back and imagine. I want to imagine again. Let me imagine again.